You took a knee during the national anthem on September 8th, 2016. Most people don't know that because we know Colin Kaepernick. That was exactly 1 week after Colin first took a knee. So, what prompted you to do this?
Oh man! So first and foremost, Cap is my fraternity brother. We pledged at the same time. It's my line brother. And I was on my way back from a preseason game, and we played the Arizona Cardinals. I was coming back, and I saw his interview on TV. And so when I was listening to his interview, I think that just planted the seed, and that just kind of grew in me. And we had about a week until our first game, our opening game. We played Carolina Panthers on a Thursday. And all week, obviously I was studying, the game plan, but, this thing was also in my head. Everything he was saying, it was really just captivating, and it just really took hold with me. So, even up until, the night before the game, up until, even going out for warm-ups and going out for the national anthem, I was really debating, if I want to do this. I didn't tell my mother. I didn't really tell too many people. But I finally did it. I decided to take a knee. I decided it was important for me to, use my voice for that particular cause. And it was just, when you're convicted by something and it just takes over you, that's what it did for me. So
yeah, it sounds like you were convicted because you kept thinking about it. You kept thinking about it, during going over plays, you were thinking about it. Like, it really sounds like you were convicted. What do you think convicted you? Like, what is there one specific thing that said, I gotta do this?
To be honest, I can't even, necessarily say it was one particular thing. I think it was just the whole umbrella, everything, even when he was talking about the military and how this country, we glorify the military, but then they come back and they have no support, no help. It was everything that he said. And it was just like, yo, this is real, what he's saying. And so I decided, I was like, yo, I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna join this movement. And I did.
And not a piece, a shred, a teeny weeny mustard seed of damn, I'm about to lose my job entered you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All that entered my mind. I was like, okay, I'm gonna lose this endorsement. First of all, I had 2 endorsements and I ended up losing both endorsements literally in the same week. I took a knee on Sunday. I probably lost both endorsements by Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wow.
Wow.
I knew that was possible. I just had signed a new contract, so I figured they wouldn't cut me. So like, okay, cool. I'm kind of safe in that regard. But I think it has affected me in the long run, which is why I feel like I'm not playing right now.
Hey, B. Marsh, did you what year did you take a knee, and what was that year for you? Like 6, 7 in the league?
Probably like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Would you, if you were in your first or second year, would you have taken a knee?
Great question.
That's tough, man. And that's a great question because I had guys on the practice squad come to me and, I wasn't the type to go and try to recruit people to take a knee with me.
Right.
Guys would come to me and say, yo, I would love to do it, but I'm on the practice squad and I can't because,
right.
So I feel them on that. And if I was in that position, absolutely, I would probably feel the same way. I was like, I don't want to rock the boat because I got to feed my family.
Right. Right.
Wow. That's heavy. That's real heavy. And you say you feel like it's affected you to this day. Do you regret it?
Oh, no. Because, whenever I'm convicted by something, I stand by it. And so I don't regret it. A lot has come from it, and I've gotten, some awards from it, but I don't do it for the awards. I don't do it for
right.
the recognition and the notoriety, but I'm just saying some good things have come from it. But, it was just something that I just felt I needed to do. And I did it.
When you say some good things come from it, I want to go on a broader spectrum with that. Do you think since this whole NFL kneeling movement happened, has it affected America in a positive way at all? And I want to ask all of you that question. B. Marshall, you can take it first.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's affected America in a positive way, especially, when it comes to people of color. I think a lot of issues, a lot of uncomfortable issues are now being talked about, or they started the conversation, and so many things have turned in our favor ever since. I know they kept saying, oh, this is it's the wrong platform. You don't disrespect the military or the flag. And that's not what we were trying to do. We were just simply trying to bring awareness. And when people tried to say, find a different way to do it, well, this was the best way to do it. it was the most controversial way, but it got people talking. So I really feel like ever since then, things have turned. But also, it was unfortunate that the George Floyd, thing had to happen. But I think that, actually sped it up as well, because a lot of things started happening. People started, to really recognize what we go through as people of color. I wish they would have listened back in 2016 when we took a knee, but it took somebody, to, being, murdered, brutally murdered.
Their life, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Willie, do you think this kneeling movement in the NFL was it futile, or did it help America in any way?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. It helped me. I remember in 2016 is when I was on the fence of, I had played along, I had been to 2 Super Bowls, have won one, lost one. I was with the New York Jets and pretty much on the fence if I was going to retire or kind of get back out there. I was a free agent and really still stewing about what I wanted to do with my career. And then the protest happened. And I can remember sitting down, talking to my wife about it. And she quietly asked me, she said, "Babe, would you have kneeled?" And I'm like, and the first thing out of my mouth was like, "Shit, hell no. I got lights, I got lights to turn on. I got people to feed." And she looked at me right in my eyes. She was like, "I did not know I'm involved with a coward."
Wow.
That was the first thing out of my mouth. And I looked at it. I was like, what makes you think? She goes, "Let me understand this." She goes, "Are you not college educated?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Are you not from, the ground, the mud, so you speak? Were you not did you not make it with a blue collar mentality?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "So what makes you think you can't go out and still continue to support yourself and support your family?" And what it's done, and she checked my soul, she checked me at the door. And I'm forever grateful because of that, because she's 100% right. There's no reason why the whole NFL didn't take a knee, right? This was bigger than the game of football. This was bigger than anything that I think I had dealt with in my life. This was a moment for us to stand up as a community. And I think half of us passed and half of us failed. But what I do think that came out of it was, you talk about the Players Coalition, you talk about people like Malcolm Jenkins, you talk about people on and on who really have knuckled up and kind of grabbed arms and really attacked, criminal reform and get in the community and do different things. But personally, it checked the hell out of me, because I was of the mindset, like, I got to take care of my family. There's no way of beating racism. Racism has been around a certain years. I was very kind of brainwashed in that matter. My wife checked, if you checked my shit, she was like, "No, I'm not married to a man who's a coward. When the call happens, you gotta act." And I was very ashamed of how I responded to that. And I apologized to her, and I apologized to the man in the mirror, which was me. Like, you were built better. You're different. And I knew that ever since I was a kid. So for me to have that mindset at one point, to choose money over what was right and for the community, it really bothered me. And if I was to do it, I would definitely take a knee. And I think the fact that we all didn't, that there was kind of this hiccup and this kind of this kind of mixed bag of people who chose not to for whatever reason, it just shows how much work we really got to do as brothers in the NFL. Because every man right here, they're doing great for the community. You tell they're stand-up men, but there's work to be done. So Colin Kaepernick I think we're all kind of forever in debt and for the movement and what he's been able to do.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, a lot of people, a lot of guys, and y'all know, a lot of guys in the locker room, they don't care about the community. Right. They don't care. They just want to get their money.
Right.
They don't care about nothing else but getting their money. So, I would have liked for everybody to do it, absolutely, because it would have showed a unity, right, instead of the vision that we've had. But a lot of guys just don't care, man. Simply.
I like, my jaw is dropped completely. Gotta love a black woman, assuming you were married to a black woman, Willie.
My wife is black. Yeah.
Okay, assuming.
Jackson, Mississippi.
It just sounded like a black woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jonathan, what do you think about the whole kneeling movement? What did it shape America or not?
I believe so. Even when you turn on the television and again, go on to social media, it's allowing uncomfortable conversations to happen, right? I think that was the beginning of so much that was necessary. And unfortunately, you have the Breonna Taylors and George Floyd that kind of progressed things to Brandon's point, but it all is intertwined and connected, right? Things are talked about. You go on social media, even within the NFL and the hiring of coaches. When it comes to minorities, we can now publicly talk about things that were already existing, but the nation was turning a blind eye to. So, I think it was crucial and necessary for someone to take a stand, right? When no one else wasn't doing it, and making things comfortable for all of us, so we can really have change within this nation.
Yeah, Hatch, what do you think about it?
I think again, my last year was 06, right? And I think when I was playing, that's why I asked B. Marshall that question, because I don't think I would have had to make that decision, honestly. I think Denny Green, who was the best NFL coach I ever had, Denny Green would have had our whole team kneel. Like, I guarantee it. So, but again, it was before all of this stuff happened. My third, fourth year, I was always a bubble guy. I would have been scared as hell to take a knee. Because again, dang, it's my last day. You know, I'd never got the big check. And that's the only thing you're thinking about. Fast forward to 2020, I think we're in a great place now because of Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, because we've never had quarterbacks at this level to be African-American and still be the top 5 names in the NFL. Now we have that. And they've gotten on Twitter and social media and Instagram and talk to each other and say, we need to do this. We got to do this in our community. And they physically talk to each other. Back in the day, we would never call somebody on another team the week before we played them and have any discussion about nothing. But Deshaun and Dak, and they're all doing that right now. So if that's what's happening in 2020, I feel a lot more comfortable where the trend is going for the next 5 to 10 years, because the top 10 quarterbacks right now in the NFL, I don't care what nobody say, 5 are African-American, and we have more coming in. So that's going to change the narrative, because they've taken this thing and they mean something. Like, Deshaun Watson is not playing. Deshaun Watson's leaving Houston, has nothing to do with football, right? It has a lot to do with how I'm treated as an African-American. And that's a huge thing, because I never knew that we could stand up to owners. You know, I never saw again, our locker room guys were Chris Carter and Johnny Randall. Like, those were our big fish, but they would never stand up to the owner. But now we have guys in place to do that. So I feel a lot more comfortable where it's trending right now for NFL.
I want to get into more of that, because I too feel like Willie, when the entire NFL, or at least every Black man in the NFL, did not kneel, minus those who were in their first years. I found that very problematic with my soul. I just didn't understand why money meant so much more than liberty, than the freedom.
Well, let me ask.
I want to hold that thought, though, because we got to take a quick. Dang it, we got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back on the Tammi Mac Late Show on Fox Soul.